Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers we've gotten. You guys are awesome.
Yes.
Got a fun episode tonight. We asked, and you guys delivered. And we're gonna do
Our favorite books of all time.
favorite books of all time.
Top 10, but we're
Yeah.
starting with
Yes.
half
Yes.
of those.
So you may have seen in the title of the video, it's our top 10 books of all time, part 1. So we're gonna go through 10 down to 6, and then hopefully end of the week we're gonna do another video. So 2 videos this week, and we're gonna go through our top 5 books of all time.
Yes.
You know, we want to keep the suspense tingling a little longer, but we also don't want this video to be 4.5 hours.
Yeah. So we gotta break
So
it up.
we're gonna break it up, but
Parts.
we're gonna start with our reading update as normal. I got a question for you guys. Then we're gonna jump into our top 10 books of all time. That's crazy. I know people.
Hard to do.
I know people always want these videos, but they're hard to do.
It's hard to narrow it
There's
down.
so many good books, but we got our list. We're gonna do them. But let's start with our reading update and see how we're doing.
Reading update. All right. Well, I have finished a couple of books recently. This one I just finished 2 nights ago. Not Like Other Dads by Sean Zepps. I read through this one really, really slowly, not because I wasn't enjoying it, but because I don't normally pick up nonfiction physically as much. I like to listen to nonfiction most of the time. So it's just not a book that I was like, frequently picking up, especially during the day. So I was just kind of reading a little bit of it at night and then wasn't getting through very much because I'd be zonked out and falling asleep. But then I did like a bigger chunk a couple different times recently and did get through it. And I did very much enjoy it. It was awesome to hear his story. Again, if you don't follow him already on social media, he is hilarious. He does like parenting bits. Like his videos are very, very relatable in the parenting world and are very, very funny. I laugh and almost am in tears from laughing so hard with a lot of his videos. So definitely check him out. He's on YouTube too now. But yeah, I discovered him originally on Instagram. So check him out again if you haven't already. And this is his book, Not Like Other Dads.
Awesome.
And then I also finished Matchmaking for Psychopaths. This is a library book. We do use the library.
I know. Some people don't believe it. But
Not as often, but here is proof. Here we go. There's the shiny cover that I don't like.
Unmistakable.
What they put on there to protect the book, which is important. And then, yeah, you can see that right there from the library. And I read a different book by this same author, Tasha Coriel, that I really enjoyed, and also read that one from the library. So there you go. This was very, very entertaining. It's a thriller, like dark romance kind of.
Yeah.
And it's got like a really kind of creepy cover actually.
I like it.
So yeah, if you're into like sort of deranged stories, characters, I don't know, like it was a fun ride. I was definitely entertained.
Very nice.
So those were 2 recent ones that I finished.
So I am reading the same books I was reading last week, so nothing too exciting. I am very close. Very close. I was gonna maybe try to finish it before you came on here to finish Orbital.
Well, you can knock it out when we're done.
Look how little this book is. It's so cute. You can put it in your
really
pocket.
is.
You can put it in your pocket.
Pocket.
But you can see my bookmark. I got about 20 pages left. And I will say, the second half has been a little better. Spoilers, it won't be in my top 10 books of all time. That's no spoilers there. But the more I talk about it with Katie, the more I'm appreciating the messaging of this book. I think it's got good messaging. It's just the writing of the book is not for me. If we're talking about a book that is textbook not for me, it's this book. And this book won the Booker Prize last year, so it's obviously has a high regard. I think it's a great book. Well written, beautiful book, but it's just not a book for me. I just couldn't really get into it. I was struggling a lot with focusing through it, but I don't know. Right now we'll see how it ends, but right now I'm looking at I'm going to end at about 3 stars. Maybe 2.5, rounded up to 3.
I said to him last night, I'm like, 3 stars means you still liked
I
the
know.
book. You have to give it less than that if you're saying it's a book that's not for you.
I've never given a book less than 3 stars.
Book not for me is like either D and F or like
Well,
2 stars.
It's hard to.
I don't even give 1-star reviews really.
But it's such a beautiful book.
It
You know,
is.
it's just
So
not
you're
for me.
just judging it off the
Yeah.
cover then, or just what it's about.
I've never
That's
given
good
a
for other
book
people.
a rating under 3
You're
stars.
too generous.
I know, I'm very
I
nice.
think you'll change your tune eventually.
We'll see. I've not read as many books as she has, but I will finish it tonight. I'll give my official rating. You can check it on Goodreads. We'll link our Goodreads for this episode if you're not following us. Give it a look. But yeah, not for me. And I have heard a few people others say that they struggle with it as well. But it's a book I'm happy to have.
Yeah.
It's a good book in the collection. If someone wants to borrow it from me, I can say, here you go. If you don't return it, whatever. But that's Orbital. Yeah, it's been fun.
It's been a fun experience.
I thought I was gonna get through it really quickly because it's so small, but
No, it's been too slow.
it's
for
not
you.
a good sign when it takes me 2 weeks to get through that one.
No, not a good sign.
But it's alright.
I'm reading a couple different things on my Kindle. I won't whip that out because it takes a bit to get it all woken up and show you these tiny little, images on there. But one of them is for my in-person book club, and it is a YA fantasy. And then, working my way through a couple others. I'm like reading a lot of fantasy right now. I'm like, I need
know, what are you
to
doing?
I need to finish one of them so that I'm not like. I'm not confusing the stories. I feel like they're all different enough from each other, but that's just very unlike me. So I don't know what's going on. But this is also a fantasy. This one I am reading physically. A Land So Wide by Aaron A. Craig. It is not published yet, so I'm getting to read this ahead of pub date. So this is an ARC. I'm not super far into it.
When does it publish?
So what's kind of funny is I've actually seen 2 different publishing dates for this for some reason. It says on this book that it's September 9th, but then I thought I saw somewhere else saying September 2nd. So I'm pretty sure it's September 9th. It says it on the binding and on the back of this book. So that's the date I'm going to go with.
It seems official.
So coming up, either way, because we are almost into September. But this is my first book by her. I have a couple of her others on my shelf. And yeah, I'm liking it so far. It's a little bit slower, and I'm not always into fantasy. I'm just kind of getting more into it. So I feel like this will be like really, what's the word I'm looking for? Broadening my horizons, because I wouldn't necessarily, I don't know if I'd call it high fantasy, but it kind of seems like it might be.
Really?
Like where it's just like, so far not too many characters with like crazy names, because that's one thing that turns me off to fantasy, honestly, is like when there's so many different characters and they have these like such bizarre names, which, hey, I give authors of fantasy a lot of credit, because for them to have an imagination like that, to come up with these like crazy names, but it does interfere with my reading experience sometimes when it's like something that's hard to pronounce and you're having to say it so many times in your head when you're reading it.
You come up with nicknames for them.
That's true.
Or like you
there
shorten them.
There are workarounds. It's fine.
That's what I do.
But yeah, I feel like we're kind of getting into the story more. But yeah, this might be one that I would have a harder time reading at nighttime. We'll see. Like, just because I might get sleepy.
You gotta lock in.
How you were having an issue with Orbital.
Hey,
I got the same thing.
Don't make fun of that. I love that book.
Sorry. Sure.
3 stars.
Okay. Anyway.
3.
So yeah, I have a ways to go with this one. But what's cool is I have a matching bookmark. So that's kind of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I got this in like a really cool PR package. So I get very excited when I am thought of and get to read books ahead of public.
100%. The other book I'm currently reading, and I'm excited to get back into it once I finish Orbital. I was kind of favoring that one so I can get it over with. Continue reading it. But it's this one, What Hunger by Catherine Deng. I think I got a little further since last week, but like I said, I wasn't really focusing on it as much, but I'm excited to jump back in, and I will be exclusive with this book.
Once you're done with Orbital.
After I finish it, until I finish this one. Because it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. I just got to a pretty pivotal part where things are about to happen. I know what's going to happen, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be good.
Awesome.
But yeah, this one's very readable. I mean, I could read it.
Bingeable.
I could read it at midnight. That's how good it was. That's how good it is.
That's good.
So you can grab this book still through Aardvark Book Club as one of their August picks. If you get it, if you sign up with our code, you can get it for only $4. So pick it up, use our code, and then read it with me, so we can discuss. We can each taste. We can each have an appetite. All right, that's enough of that wordplay.
Enough of that.
All right. So I forgot to ask our question earlier, like I usually do. What was I thinking?
Well, it's better
So
late
before
than
we
never.
jump into our top 10 books of all time, I was going to ask, how is everyone doing on your reading goals this year? Do you set a reading goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
What?
maybe you have different goals that aren't about how many books you
Yeah.
read.
Or just
Could be other
a
bookish
style you want to
goals.
read, or a book you want to buy more books, or you want to not buy more books. I mean,
That's not a goal over here, but
that's a difficult one. But yeah, I think it's important to set goals for reading. But the one thing I will say is you can't take them too seriously. Have a goal, but also don't be too crazy about achieving that goal, because stuff happens. I mean, we had goals.
like you get cancer
And then-
in my experience, and I did get upset about it. So in fact, I changed my goal. You're sitting here saying don't make a big deal out of it, and for me, I personally like.
That's what I was saying.
Not that
Yes.
it's a competition. It's
So I was saying
absolutely
it
not.
too.
But like, I just couldn't handle going on Goodreads though every day, seeing that I was behind, and it just like really bothered me for some reason. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of that, and instead of like desperately trying to catch up or whatever, because life happens, I'm like, I'm just gonna change my goal. So I made it less, so that it felt a little bit more achievable.
That's what I'm saying. You can't pick them too.
I adjusted. That was the way I adjusted,
You can't be too literal with your goals.
because I couldn't handle being behind. So
Yes. So how are you guys doing in your goals? Do you have a goal? If you want to share your goal, that's great. I am on pace for my goal. My goal this year was 24 books, which is twice as many as I read last year.
there you go.
I'm on pace. I'm at about 15, so close to 16. How are you doing on your goal?
So I originally, I think, made it like 140 books, something like that, because I think that's actually what I read last year. Changed it to 100, and I am currently sitting at 83, so I am ahead.
Look at that.
So there you go. Now I
Yeah.
no longer have to see behind however many books. I just mentally wasn't working for me.
Yeah.
So now I'm crushing it.
Look at that. A reading
Machine.
It's like the robot. A reading robot. It's like books. All right, let's jump into the top 10. So, like I said, this is gonna be a 2-part video. This is part 1. So we're gonna go start at our number 10 favorite books. Count down 9, 8, 7, 6. And then we're gonna stop there. We'll come back end of the week. We'll show the top 5. So we'll alternate while we're doing it. And these are our top 10. This is
Pretty serious.
these are big. These are big. Big praise, I think, for books. I mean, I have not read nearly as many books as Katie has. I think my list will change more often.
I'll say for me personally, this was very difficult because of the amount of books that I've read over my lifetime.
You've read a lot of books.
Yeah. I mean, I was still able to narrow it down, but it was hard.
Do you see it changing in the future?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it will,
But-
because there's still going to be
Yes.
so many more books that
Exactly.
I will read, or
Yeah.
hope to, get to the giant TBR
Yes. And
that I have.
if you've been following us for a while, you might know some of these books. We've shown a lot of these books before many times, so if you're sick of them, sorry. But the reason we talk about them a lot is because we like them a lot. So if you've been following along, you've seen these books quite a few times. Probably.
A couple of mine probably not, because they are
Yes.
like older-ish.
And if you do
books.
follow us on
They're
Instagram,
popular books, though.
Katie has shown this list on there.
I made a reel.
You did
showing
a
them,
reel. So
So
don't
it may not be
don't watch
a
it.
total surprise.
Don't watch
if you've
it.
watched that. Yeah.
But let's do it. Do you want to start us off?
Sure. So I
Number
said this to Corey earlier, that I was like, it's kind of ironic under the circumstances, but it still is. It's one of my favorite books ever. After all these years, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, even though ironically it has a huge cancer plot. Spoiler alert if you've not read this book. Many of you probably have because it is so popular. John Green is very well known. I've still not read anything else by him, but this book just will always stick with me. And I did really like the movie as well, but very sad. But also excellent writing, excellent story. What's kind of not, I was going to use the word funny, but just interesting that the main character is Hazel, and one of our daughters is named Hazel. So it's just interesting that all these years ago when I first read this book and saw the movie, we didn't know we were gonna, have our Hazel and that we were gonna name her that. So
that's true.
So no, it's not like we got the name from this book. But it's not like what I was thinking of anyway when we named her. But this is one of my favorite books ever. So this is in the number 10 spot. And
all time.
Yeah. And I've only read it once. I really should reread it, but not right now.
You need to read some more JG.
I know I do,
sure.
but he's sad.
And I just read
I
one
just
of
don't know if I
just
can
read one of his
handle it
books
right now
recently,
in
and
my
it was
life,
sad.
so.
We own a couple more of his books.
Yeah.
And they, if you ever need a good tear, if you ever need a good cry.
Need a good cry, yep, you know where to go.
All right, number 10 for me is, I just showed this book recently, but
Pretty recent.
this was kind of a hard to fit in who's going to be the 10, be in the list, but I decided this one because I'll explain in a minute.
Okay.
It's We Used to Live Here by Marcus Cleaver. So after I finished this book, I wasn't sure because there was so much unanswered questions. And I realized that was part of the magic. That was part of the reason I liked it so much, because I had so many questions and I have so many thoughts on this book that it is just still going around in my mind. And the main villain guy, and his name is Thomas, and we are constantly talking about Thomas.
Yeah, we still have a
Between
joke
us,
with our
in our book
virtual
club,
book club.
and on Instagram, we all still talk about Thomas and like this is Thomas's fault. So this book is just living in my brain, and this honestly has probably been the creepiest book I read so far in terms of giving me the creeps and just making me tingle.
Well,
So
that says something.
yeah, and I base a lot of my top books on how much I think about them.
Yeah.
And this one, I still think about it. I still remember the characters' names. And there is a movie coming out
Yes.
with Blake Lively that should be fantastic.
Yeah.
But if you want a good creepy book for this October, give this one a try.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a huge hit on Reddit. People love talking about it. And just the unknown of the book is driving me nuts.
Well, it was originally a short story, actually.
It
Short
was.
stories are
But
and then he turned it into
The
a full
concept is just brilliantly eerie. And I mean, the thoughts in my brain are not leaving, just like the characters in this book. They
didn't really
The
get
thoughts
that in.
don't used to live in my brain; they're still there, like probably forever. So,
Well, there you
yeah,
go.
check it out. Man,
It's a good one. Next up for me, also a very well-known book, My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult. I used to almost exclusively read her books, or like between her and Nicholas Sparks. Like that was my
you've come a long way, huh?
definitely branched out a lot. Not that that's a bad thing.
No, no.
I mean, she's an excellent author, and I still am reading her books to this day. I read one of hers that was from a while ago. I'm wondering when it was published. Probably after My Sister's Keeper, and I read that one last year, and it was excellent. And it reminded me why I was such a fan of hers for so long. So I do have a couple more of her books on my shelf that I've not read yet. So yeah, she doesn't get old. I feel like, yeah, she's great. So many people love her for obvious reasons. She writes very controversial content.
Yep.
That's really what she's known for. So if you've not read My Sister's Keeper, I would highly suggest it. But again, pretty sad overall. But just like it's so compelling, and I think it just kind of makes you think about like, how would I feel in this particular situation if it was happening to me, or like what would I do, or how would I respond? So I think that's why she's such an excellent writer, because she really gets you to feel and kind of try to really put yourself in that person's shoes, even though they're fictional characters. But But yeah, this is one though where they made the movie adaptation and they completely ruined it. So don't watch the movie.
Don't even bother.
Like, cause oh my gosh, like, just don't.
You can't say anymore.
Yeah, because
if you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. But
and if you know, I'm sorry.
But that's a book that I've just always come back to. I have read that one more than once, and it's one of my favorites. So that's number 9.
Love it. All right, number 9 for me is a book I just showed recently on our Books That Don't Suck video. Right?
Yeah.
It is this book here, You Know What You Did by KT Wynn. If you're watching this, KT, I know you watched our last video. Thank you very much. But I love your book. This was I just really enjoyed this book. Another one of those books that sticks with me and just messes with my mind in a really good way. Because it is a psychological thriller. And this was really my introduction to psychological thriller and one of the books that made me fall in love with the genre. I mean, if you're into that genre, this is one to check out because your brain's going to be exploding with awesomeness after you read it.
Well, I'm gonna be starting this one, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm finally gonna be reading this so that Corey and I can
I finally talked her
about
into it. I influenced my wife to read a book and know it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So that's the highest of all praise.
I need to read it.
Yeah. So give this one a try. You can still get it with the Aardvark Book Club. So why don't you go on, get What Hunger, and then do this one as an add-on. You could get those 2 books for $14. Just you know. Yeah. It's an excellent deal. But yeah, I love this book so much, and I read it a while ago, and the reason I know I like it so much because I still remember a lot of the book.
That's good.
You don't often read a book 2 years ago and still know a lot about it, and that's just how I knew this had to make it into my top 10 list of all time. And there's a cute dog in it, so
there you go. Bonus.
It's a bonus.
Next up for me, speaking of fantasy,
I know.
Who would have thought? Well, technically this is romantasy, but that's okay. But Fourth Wing has made it into my top 10. This was an incredible book. I mean, I'm gonna maybe say something controversial here, but this honestly could have been a standalone in my opinion. Like, I still have loved her, subsequent books, and she obviously has more that she's going to continue to release in this series, and I am committed, even though I have a hard time with series, but this is one that I've committed to, and I do get excited for like the next book in the series, but this one still is like standing up to be the best one so far, and it was her first one, so I'm just like, well, I'll keep reading whatever she comes out with for the series, because now it's a prolonged story, and but I thought this was just so incredible on its own, and look at how amazing this copy is, by the way. I won this in a giveaway, like, with the black sprayed edges and this gorgeous red cover. But this was such an entertaining ride, like, pun intended. I would love to ride on a dragon.
I get it.
Yeah, that would be pretty epic. So I feel like this just kind of made me fall in love with the fantasy world and wanting to read more fantasy, but did like the fact that it had romance included. So I feel like that's another way that it kept my attention. But honestly, like, I really was entertained with just like the dragon part of it and the action, even without the romance. Well, so I guess I would have been fine without it too. But excellent book. I know lots of people love her and love this series, but I'm still kind of surprised with myself that it ended up in my top 10. So
that's something.
So, that's number 8.
Our number 8 for me is a book here from one of our favorite authors and BFFs. We say that we've met him twice, so we're at BFFs now.
BFF
but
level.
You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. This book is so heavy.
It really
I was
is.
just like,
It's
I was lifting it up,
heavy.
and like my muscles were roaring. I don't have any muscles, but
it is like
I didn't realize how heavy it was. So this book is 100% worth it for the ending alone.
Yeah.
I've never read a book
Chilling, or like
where
that gives you
the
goosebumps.
ending was so shocking. Like I literally could not believe what I was reading at the end. It was so good. Excellent book into, I would say, a thriller genre. Some people mistook it as mistook. That's the word, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Mistaken?
No, mistook.
As like,
right.
almost like, is this like a love story in a way? But it's 100% not. And you got to read it to find out. It's told from the 2 perspectives and the ending is just crazy
She
awesome.
calls it her Airbnb thriller.
Yeah.
I think.
If you want to get into her as an author,
Maybe
this.
Start with that one.
Try this book. You will be hooked because it was just it was crazy. So yeah, number 8.
Yeah.
That's
right. Okay.
Number 8.
And I'm like,
I know.
I keep like getting confused.
It's hard to
'cause
count
we're counting
down.
backwards.
All right. So yeah.
I swear we've known how to count for a
Yes.
long time. Since whatever grade you learned that in.
Well,
but
we read so much. Counting's different.
math, I tell you, not my thing.
All right, number 7.
All
We're on our 7's
so
books.
yep, we're on number 7. I don't have a completed copy of this book, and I wish that I did, but this is the ARC version of it. But yeah, I did get to read this one ahead of pub date. I didn't read the physical copy, or maybe I read part of it. I think I got the physical copy after I had already finished reading it on my Kindle. But this is Pictures of You by Emma Gray. You may know her as the author of The Last Love Note. I also really enjoyed that book, but I like this one more. So this is a book that I feel like I maybe said this on a recent episode that I did not want to put down for anything. And that's how you know it's a great book, when you're just like glued to it and like, nope, do not interrupt me. Like I couldn't even be bothered to eat dinner. Like I think on the night that I was finishing it, I was just like, no, I'm gonna finish it. Like I will join you when I'm done, like sort of thing. So that is what happened, because I just was like, nope, gotta like see it through to the end.
Yeah.
So this is excellent. She's coming out with a new book sometime next year. I don't remember the pub date on that one, but I'll be very excited to read that one.
I bet.
I'll read anything she writes. She's an incredible author. And does write from a place of grief. I've noticed with this one and the other one, as her husband died. I don't know how many years ago it was now, but yeah, I mean, it's like that's a horrible tragedy, but yet she's like kind of made something beautiful from it in her writing, which I know can be like a really good coping mechanism. Yeah, check her out if you have not yet. I've gotten to interact with her quite a bit on social media and was part of a Zoom call with her. She's an absolute delight. I would love to like go to Australia and meet her someday. She lives in Australia.
I know.
Has like the most awesome accent ever. Be incredible.
Still waiting on the invite.
Right.
It's coming. All right, number 7 for me. I realize like most of my books so far have been thrillers or like mysteries, so this one's a little different.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Veering off.
I have a
course
type.
a little bit.
I have a type. But yeah, so this book had to make it in there. Katie was wondering if it would make it in there.
Yeah, I'm not
because
surprised.
because this is one we talk about a lot too, and it is nonfiction. It's Crying in H Marts. No More Suspense by Michelle Zahner. This was just a really good memoir. It read unlike a memoir. It read like almost like a nonfiction.
Or like fiction.
Like fiction. I mean,
Yeah.
just because it's a great story. I mean, she has a great story of just growing up, her family, food, and just how she became who she was. And it was an excellent read. Really excellent read. It'd be great to read physically or else on audio.
I loved the audio version of it myself. Yeah.
Just talks a ton about food, which I love food books. And I don't know, there's not much bad to say about the book. It was so enjoyable. Really good story. It is sad, but also happy, and just it's worth reading. It's worth reading. If you want to get into a memoir, this would be a good one to start with, just because it does read unlike many memoirs.
Yeah. I feel like it reads like fiction.
Yeah, it's easy to get through.
And she narrates her audiobook. So for me personally, I love memoirs in general, but it's like next level when like the actual author reads their book. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, check this book out. I thought it was fabulous, and we talk about it a ton.
Yeah, we buddy read it together.
This was like our first buddy.
I think it was our first official buddy read.
You were listening to it.
I listened to it.
I was physically reading it, and we discussed it a little bit.
That's good.
And discussion was good. Sehr gut. But that's German, sorry. But yeah, give that one. I mean, yeah, it had to make it in my top 10 because I love that book so much.
All right, we're at 6.
We're on to our 6, so we're getting
we're
down
really gonna
there.
get down there with our next video, top 5. But number 6 for me, I feel like this is my only thriller in this stack.
We had a very different.
Very interesting.
We'll see what the 5 looks like.
And this is like, I don't even know what you'd officially call this, like an airplane thriller. I don't know if that's a subgenre, but I still think this falls into the thriller category.
Suspense thriller.
But this is Drowning by T.J. Newman. Man, this is excellent. This is like edge of your seat, holding your breath.
Literally.
Yeah, I like kind of felt claustrophobic reading this book, but it was really, really good. So if you want to put yourself through a very physically intense experience, then read this book. But
you will burn some calories reading that one.
Honestly, like it just was like
sweat calories.
I, like needed to know what was going to happen next. I don't know that I'd say the chapters were necessarily super short. I feel like they
weren't.
I feel like they kind of varied. I feel like some of them were like on the shorter side, but it still was like such an engaging read that I didn't care. Like I just still was like, I need to see what's going to happen next. I felt like it was very fast paced,
for sure.
But it also has a lot of heart. Like I feel like there was a lot of emotion in the story as well. So it is a thriller, but it's got like family aspects to it. Yeah. You just have to read it for yourself, but it was excellent. I've read everything she's written so far. So she's also written Falling and then Worst Case Scenario. But this is my favorite from her 3 books. So I mean, I'm excited to see whatever else she'll come up with. But I feel like this is going to be a movie. I'm pretty sure at some point.
Awesome.
I'd be super excited. Corey's read it too, so it'd be really fun for us to get to watch the movie too. But yeah, incredible read. If you need a thriller recommendation, I think this would also maybe be, unless you're like absolutely terrified of drowning or going on an airplane, then no, I would not recommend it to you. But I feel like if you're like looking to get into thrillers and you don't like being overly scared, like if it's, like if you don't like when people are unaliving people, that kind of a thriller, like this would be a good, I don't know, a good recommendation.
It's very suspenseful.
Yeah. If
you want more of a suspense, untraditional kind of thriller,
right? Yeah, then I would suggest that one.
I mean, it's a good pickup.
Yes.
I thought it was good. I didn't love it as much as Katie.
Yeah.
But it was a great book. I sweat a little bit reading that.
Yeah,
all right, last but not least for me is a book that I've been talking everyone's ear off about. So I had to make it into my 6th pick. This is a book. If there is a book that I would say I recommend more than any book, when people are looking for a thriller, I always recommend this book.
Yeah.
And, that's because I like it so much. I know people will like it. And it's really digestible mystery thriller.
Yeah, so this would be another tame option, just like the one I suggested.
But just based on how much I recommend it alone, that's how I know I like it that much. And I know other people will. And the people I have recommended it to have liked it as well. It's All the Dark Places by Terry Parlato. Just really great book. And I think this is the book I got through the quickest. Out of all books I've read, I read this one the fastest. And so that was a telltale sign that I was enjoying it. And multiple perspectives, short chapters, and it's a mystery with tons of suspects.
Yeah.
I think there was 10 suspects in the book.
It's like anytime you thought you knew where she was going with it or like who was the culprit, you're like, oh wait, I was wrong.
I had tons of theories.
That's how I felt.
Yeah,
while I was reading it.
Very true. I had a lot of theories about who did it, but I never figure books out. Either I am not as smart as I think I am, or these authors are just too good.
Brilliant.
It's probably both. But I just really love this book. I thought it was awesome.
This is the book where I knew in my heart that Corey is officially a reader, because he read that book last summer when I was gone on a trip with his mom and his sisters, and he was reading when I was not here. So like that's how, and now you've done that many times since, but I mean the fact that you chose that over watching something on TV, like even though I was not around.
It's true.
And he was texting me about it. It was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And like,
I was
I
like done
didn't
with
want
it.
to put it down, and he read it like super fast. And read it while I was out of town. So so there you go. That book did that
high
in
praise.
my brain about you anyway. So
high praise. So that's my number 6 pick. So we just showed you some of our top books of all time. That's pretty good. If you want to share one of your top books of all time,
Okay,
drop a
let us know.
comment. Last time we did this video, I asked for people to comment if they're still watching, and tons of people did, which is awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Let's do that again. If you're still watching, we're at 35 minutes again.
Yeah.
That seems to be our length of video.
We try to be less wordy, but it
I
just
know.
doesn't always
Once you start
happen.
talking about, especially when you're talking about books
Books
you
that you
loved,
Yeah.
you talk forever.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yep. Sorry, not sorry. It's hard to be. It's hard to be concise.
we were kind
It's like
of
you're getting mini book reviews. You're welcome.
we were joking before, like, should we do a video of our top least favorite books of all time? Does anyone want to watch that? So if you want to see it,
It'd be shorter
It'd
because
be-
we wouldn't have as much to say about it.
It's just like,
Be like, well, this was a book.
yeah, that'd be hard. Like,
I don't know.
just
Think about
the
it.
ones I give 3 stars to.
Which in my book, a 3 star is a book I still liked. We're gonna have to talk about this a little
know.
bit more later.
I just
We
feel
need some help.
I feel bad for the books. It's not their fault I didn't like them sometimes. Like, is it the book's fault you don't like it? No, it's not. It's your own fault.
It's a you problem. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
not you, it's me. It's the reader. Like, Orbital is a beautiful book. It's just I have issues because I'm not as intelligent to read it.
We'll go with that. Sure.
Thank you. But thank you for watching. Tune in. End of the week. We're hoping to film on
Part
Thursday.
2.
That means it'll be available for watching on Friday. If not Friday, Saturday.
Yes.
But stay tuned. End of the week. We're going to finish our top 10 list. Top 5 books of all time. These are great books. Very different. And you're going to love them.
Yep.
So thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.